All right, let's jump right into something that sounds like it's straight out of an old world cookbook, but is also totally trending right now: the garlic honey tonic. I mean, the whole idea is right there in the name: fermenting garlic and honey to clean the blood and strengthen immunity. That's a lot to unpack, so let's break down what that actually means.
So, what are we looking at here? Is this some ancient remedy passed down for generations, or is it the latest thing you're going to see all over your social media feeds? While its exact history is a little fuzzy, the description itself gives us a super clear formula. So, let's start with the basics, right? The two key ingredients that are at the very heart of this tonic.
Okay, so it all kicks off with the foundation. We're talking about the two core ingredients that give this tonic its name. You could almost think of them as the power couple of this whole remedy.
And here they are. It's such a simple but, man, a really potent combination. Garlic and honey. I mean, you've probably got these in your kitchen right now, right? They're total staples, used in cooking and traditional remedies all over the world. But here, they're not the final product. Nope, they're just the starting point. The real magic, the transformation, that happens when you bring them together in a very specific way.
Right, so it's not enough to just, chop up some garlic and dump it in honey. The source description points to a specific action that completely transforms them. And that action? It's all about fermentation. Let's dig into how that actually works.
So, how does this whole transformation happen? Well, that key word from the source is fermenting. And at its core, fermentation is really just about change happening over time. First, you combine your ingredients, the garlic and the honey. This creates a brand new environment inside the jar. And then, and this is the cool part, you just let it do its thing. You allow for that natural transformation to happen. That process is basically the engine driving this whole concept.
So, for our purposes here, fermentation isn't some complicated lab experiment. It's really just the natural properties of the garlic and the honey interacting with each other over time. Think of it like this: fermentation is the bridge that takes two everyday ingredients and turns them into this final thing we're calling the garlic honey tonic.
Okay, so we've got our ingredients, right? Garlic and honey. And we've got our process, fermentation. But why? Why go through all this trouble? Well, the source material is super clear about the intended goal here, the whole reason this tonic even exists. And that brings us to its ultimate claims.
The first stated purpose is pretty bold and super direct. It's to clean the blood. This is laid out as one of the primary benefits you're supposed to get from this tonic. And the second part of that promise is just as straightforward: to strengthen immunity. So you put those two together: cleaning the blood and strengthening immunity. And that's the why. That's the entire purpose behind this whole process.
All right, we've broken down the ingredients, we've looked at the process, and we've talked about the purpose. Now let's put all those pieces back together and see the complete picture of this tonic's promise, exactly how our source lays it out.
And this just lays it all out so perfectly, doesn't it? The whole concept from start to finish. You start with ingredient 1, garlic. You add ingredient 2, honey. You apply the process, fermentation. And what's the stated result? A tonic with a powerful two-part mission: to clean the blood and to strengthen immunity. See? Every single part of that original sentence we started with now has its place in this really clear, logical flow.
And that really brings our breakdown to a close. We've seen how two simple ingredients, garlic and honey, are meant to be transformed through fermentation into a tonic with two really powerful claims. It's a whole formula, a whole promise, all packed into one simple sentence. And it kind of leaves you wondering, right? What does the appeal of simple, powerful remedies like this one tell us about what we're all really looking for when it comes to our health today?